Hey everyone, welcome back. So let's start the analysis for today. As we have expected, today was the resting day. This is what we've been talking about, that after multiple bars to the downside, prices should take a rest, and that's what has happened. Uh, However, I was expecting even narrower range day, but it has given a little bit wide range. But as we have expected, the day has spent at the lower bottom of this selling day, so which means that either there was a profit booking, or there was a bears who were preparing the launch pad to move downside further. So all in all, prices in Nifty are moving in line with what the price action is telling us, what charts are showing us. So pretty much everything is in expectation. Nothing against the expectation is going on. Even if you see the distance between the price and the rising 200 period moving average, so the room is good. That means that prices have a lot of room to fall. So if bears become more active and aggressive in coming days, that would mean that we would see even bigger falls. So if we talk about the price pattern, so as the topic of today's analysis, it looks like a minus or a bearish 1 2 3 pattern. Now this pattern suggests that after a fall there is a resting day, and then the trend should continue, which is downtrend in this case. Intraday, this being a profit booking day or a resting day, gave some opportunities to the long side. And if you remember, this is what we have been talking about yesterday, that if prices gap down and then reverses, then wait for the right confirmation, and then we can take the trade to the long side, if you remember. So what prices have done, they gap down, and where they gap down to, they gap down to an older support zone, and then they immediately reverse back up. If you see this in the 5-minute chart, so let's just enlarge it. Yeah, so this was the first candle of the day, and if you see the second candle, it sets up the stage. If you know how to read the price action, this was the candle which should give you an idea that prices, there are very minimum chances that prices now should move down further, and this could be a bottom for the day. And why am I saying so is because after this first candle, which was not very bearish and which gapped down to the support area, the next candle has just it just a peekaboo, meaning that it just took the low of this candle and that immediately reverses back up, which means that all those who shorted below this first candle, because when this candle was forming and it was at its low, right, when it was taking the low of the first candle, it was a complete red candle, and all those who jump on to buy puts or go short, they got trapped when the prices moved back up, and the next candle was a gap up, right? So the second candle itself was a good indication that this could form a good bottom for the day. Now, do we know it in advance that this is going to happen? Of course not. This is the current price action which gave us an idea, and once we combine all the tools that that we talked about, that prices below the support, right, in hourly there's a very great fall continuously, and then there is a gap down. Now, if you remember from the previous videos, I have talked about that, if there is multiple bars in the same direction, and then you get after a long trend, if you get a gap up or a gap down, often that's a novice gap and it should reverse to the other direction, trapping the traders who entered or placed the trade in the same direction. Now, this support area, which was acting as support so far, is now a resistance line, because if once prices will move up, now this should act as resistance. So let's see what could happen now after all this price action. Now my expectation is that if this is a bearish 1 to 3 pattern, and prices will move down further, we might see a little bit of gap up or prices opening in the range, somewhere here, right? But then at the end they should look like this, excuse me for my drawing, where we will have a topping tail kind of bar, meaning prices will open, they try to breach the resistance, but then came back down and close at its bottom, forming a topping tail kind of a bar. So this is just an expectation, something like this might happen, and if that will happen, then intraday we should wait for the right pattern to go short, right? Because now the bias is that prices should move down further. We have a very good void to the downside, because of this room between the current price level and the 200 period moving average. So once we have the topping tail, it would be an indication that prices would move down further. Then take the advantages of the right price action to play the short side. Let's just clean this up. So this is in Nifty. Let's see what is happening in the small cap index. So small cap index is looks relatively stronger. Yesterday we have seen that prices they have extended to the downside and reached to the support zone, and the jump they have seen today was much higher than the Nifty. So this means that it has the capability of reversing to the other side, and prices might move to the other direction. So prices doesn't look like as if they are in a downtrend in small cap. So we have these bar failures here. We have 2 heavy selling days, but now prices have reversed back, and this reversal is more than 50% of this selling day. So this means that there is a strength in the index, and so the stocks which belongs to this category, they might showing strength relative to the other indices. So if prices open gap up or they starts to move up strongly, then we should wait for the right patterns to play the long side in small cap index. But that of course provided the overall environment of the market. Bank Nifty, again resting day, but Bank Nifty it was a weaker index from past many days, and this is what I have been talking about. So from this top to this bottom, Bank Nifty has fallen much, greater than Nifty to be precise. And if you remember the room we have in Nifty, we do not have the same kind of room in Bank Nifty, which means that once prices will start to move down further, right, we have the rising 200 period moving average, which should come and react. So be careful with that. if prices will take a turn to the upside, that would also impact Nifty. So the kind of strength to the downside that we can see in Nifty, I don't see the same kind of downside in Bank Nifty as of now. So if it will gap down and just slice the 200 period moving average, that would be an indication to a greater fall ahead. However, as of now, we need to be careful with this moving average, because this is a very widely followed long-term average, and this will react when prices will come down here. Nifty IT again consolidating, so nothing much here. So great profit booking day in pharma. We have seen that after this measured move to the downside, once the pattern is completed, we have this strong bullish bar at the end. So which means that the stocks which belongs to this category, so we can pick the stocks which are showing relative strength than the index itself. We can pick them to play the long side if the overall environment is bullish tomorrow. So auto looking bearish, a very nice -123 pattern. The only thing that we need to take care of is that we have a rising 50 period moving average and a price support nearby. So if prices fall down tomorrow and come down here, then we should be very careful with that. The better scenario would be that it should spend few days consolidating here, right, and then gradually move down below and just slice through the support area. That would be that would show the strength to the downside. So energy looks like they're taking support from the 50 period moving average. However, we are below the 20 period moving average and the support area. So now this support should act as resistance here. Intraday it has given a very nice move, right? So now we have seen a very good move. So there are chances that prices might gap up tomorrow and then taking resistance here and then come back down. So be careful with that. So Nifty Reality, it was a strong index so far, not taking the rest and support in the rising 50 period moving average, but it looks like it might consolidate for a day or two. So until and unless we get a good confirmation to either side, we should wait for the reality stocks. FMCG is consolidating, so nothing much here. Metal looks like a 3-bar reversal at support area. So what can be done here? We have a greater than 100% retracement in hourly chart. So now the observation or the expectation should be that prices should come down little bit, take support here, and then it should go up. If that would happen, that would be a better indication to go long in the metal stocks which are showing relative strength than the index. So that's it in today's analysis. Hope you have enjoyed. If you are learning from the videos, please subscribe the channel and please share it with your friends. So that's it for now. Bye. Take care.